Growing of cabbage can indeed leave a farmer asking what fertilization option should they go for, organic or, of course, chemical. Well, even in those two categories, you have options. Stay tuned as I share our humble experience at our small backyard garden on how we managed to achieve big heads of cabbage and, of course, big leaves of chomolia the organic way, or should I say semi-organic. Stay tuned. Thanks for staying tuned. Let us start off with the chomolia right here. As you can see, the leaves are well expanded. As you can see right here, the leaves are well expanded. Of course, we've got some, should be those budworms or bowworms activities there, but nothing major really. And then look at that, so fresh. We have harvested from these guys a number of times. We can't remember the last time we bought vegetables aside from those that we have not done, but in the area of these guys we have not bought. We're expecting these guys to be around for the next 5 years or so, so we're just gonna be plucking and taking care of them. Well, let us now continue to talk about fertilization. Okay, so now this is key. As you can see here, we decided to go the organic way for the chomolia. So what we did is we went down about 30 centimeters and we got chicken manure. And the reason why we went with chicken manure is, of course, chicken manure has some good levels of nitrogen, but also, it pretty much has worked in a number of vegetables that we have done. So we see it more robust and vigorous when it comes to pushing the crop, the vegetables up. And so we got the chicken manure from a fair lady within the neighborhood. Of course, she rears some what we call village chickens, and she was kind enough to sell us the manure, which I'm going to show you down there. So we went deep 30 centimeters and then we put manure, and then of course what we did is we slightly covered the manure. But I want you to understand that the manure we used was completely ready. Okay, I would actually say it went into the compost phase. Okay, yeah. So what happens is if you use manure that is not fully ready by way of letting it be in the sun, or just letting it for some good months, it could be a month plus, or 2 months, that manure should be ready, for application, because then it will not burn your crop. Because what happens is if you use fresh manure, it will burn the crop. And of course, because what it does in layman's terms really is that it releases heat, and of course that environment just becomes far more toxic for the plant itself, so the plant dies. Anyways, that is what we did. We got the seedlings from within the area and we went on to apply the manure. But the good part also is that application of manure entails that the root system can be well expanded. Now, let me explain this, the dynamics as to why we went deep down to 30 centimeters and also putting that much manure at this planting station. So number one, the reason is simple, is that we wanted the manure to pretty much, keep the station moist in circumstances where, when we pour water there, the station should be moist for some good time. And manure has a way of holding water and keeping the planting station moist. So that's pretty much what we did here, and yeah, it's working out quite good. So aside from the manure giving us a good station and helping to build up the soils, the root system there will enjoy, because the soil would be loose down there, and of course the expression of the root system, that's what I meant to say, the root system will in fact be very well expressive. What that means really is that the crop will be able to pick up as much nutrients, as much water, and as much oxygen as it were. All right, so this is what we did with these guys. Let me show you the manure. It's about to wind up now. We have some okra there. We'll do another video. That's Mrs. T busy there. We also have some rape. We also have some rape here. We have gotten from this rape, or we have been reaping here for quite some time. But this is where the manure was. We still have some. Look at that. This is the manure I'm talking about. Look at that. You see that? It's well composed. Yeah, it's well decomposed and nice. So it's pretty much like soil now. See that? Yeah. Anyways, so after we did the first application of manure at planting, after some 2 weeks, we went in again, and this time around we just applied on the top here, just right at the base of the plant. And of course we just made sure we turned the soil in a way of mixing the manure with the soil, and then we did the watering. And I think 2 weeks after that we did the same as well. Ideally we should have been okay because of the amount of manure that we had right at the bottom there. So that's pretty much what we did, and the results were amazing. And plus we were quite generous on the manure, yeah, and the plants were happy. Let us now go with the cabbage. Look, our approach on the cabbage was somewhat different. We understand that the needs of a cabbage are pretty much different from, other leafy vegetables. So what we did is, with the cabbage, we did a base of it, and that is the general or the traditional D, the 10-20-10, with of course, a 5 cup. So we just went in with a 5 cup per planting station. for these guys. And the reasoning behind that was to give them a robust start. Right here. Hey, SJ, come here. Come, let me show you cabbage. Oh, my son is here. Come here. Come and stand this side. Okay. Okay. Look at a big cabbage. Quite a big cabbage, eh? Okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's what we did. But after that, we dared to go in with a foliar fertilizer. I'm going to show you just now. And that foliar fertilizer, we began to apply a week after we did the transplant. After we did our transplanting. And and then after a week or two, we repeated the application. So that was our base on this. But we also continued to apply our manure, of course, and we maintained an interval of 2 weeks plus, where and that is why we were able to achieve this, really. And the reason is, at the vegetative stage, oh, my son is giving me a hard time here. SJ, just stand there, okay? Okay. So the reasoning here is that chicken manure has some good levels of nitrogen. So it works best in leafy vegetables because it will actually, provide that needed nitrogen to push your crop in the vegetative state and for you to have that good, nice looking vegetative state. I'm sure you can see by these leaves. These look healthy, they look robust, and that all thanks to that chicken manure. Oh, great. And would you ask, why not goat manure? Goat manure, yes, would be an option, especially, for the okra at flowering stage, because goat manure tends to have high levels of potash. Cow manure, I'm not so fond of it. Number one, because it's a slow release type of manure, and it is not as vigorous as chicken manure in that sense. So the other thing that I forgot to mention is, aside from the fertilizer or the fertilization, we also had to consider, what comes with manure. And manure is a very good breeding ground for cutworms and termites. So what we did is we used a product called Confido. Confido has imidacloprid in it. So that means we drenched just after we did our planting. And ideally we should have done it right at planting, but we were not so late. We still went in and did our application of Confido. So we got 1 sachet of Confido in 16-liter knapsack sprayer, and of course removed the nozzle and just drenched. We made sure that the planting stations were moist, and of course we went in now to pour our mixture as though we are watering right at the base of the plant, and that of course helped to get rid of the termites, which we started observing, and of course any possible cutworms. So we didn't have any pressure with that. Anyhow, and the other application that we did chemical wise on this was, of course, when we started observing some holes on the leaves, and that is diamond backmoth. We did plant at a time when oh dear, look at this dude, very busy, eh? We planted at a time when the weather was quite hot, and that weather presents a major challenge. Sorry, SJ. A major issue was actually what we call diamond backmoth, a pest that can devastate your crop in cabbage. It's pretty much. So we controlled that one using a product called flobendamide. In fact, The brand name is called Belt. Most farmers do know it as a tutor product, tutor absoluta product, but it also works very well to control. Come this side, SJ. To control diamond backmoth on cabbage, and that is how we were able to pretty much make sure that our cabbages see full time and see maturity. So in other words, yeah, pretty much, guys, yeah, that is how we were able to achieve these big heads right here. But if you have got further questions, you can pretty much ask me in the comment section, and then we should be able to have a conversation around that. But otherwise, we have done our harvests. Of course, this should make some good salads. And there's just a sense of achievement doing it home at a small scale like this, just backyard, for the family and all that. So guys, if indeed you saw something interesting, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, and of course turn on the bell notification so that whenever I post a new video, an agriculture video, you should be able to benefit from that. See you in the next video, guys. Cheers.